everyone, my name's Dawn. This is a yin yoga class that I designed to be presented around the winter solstice. Of course, you can do it anytime. This class starts with a meditation, a short meditation, just some breath work really, and some review of some questions I'm going to offer to you, just for you to think about, and then we'll do some postures, and then we'll end with a short yoga nidra. The class itself is going to be about 70 minutes, so it's a little longer than normal. I do hope you enjoy it. So what you'll need for class today is pen and paper or a notebook if you've got that, your yoga mat, blocks, if you've got blocks, or books will work. Blankets are always helpful in these yin classes, and if you have a bolster, please grab your bolster. If you don't have a bolster, please grab some couch cushions or pillows, something like that. So gather up what you need, and if you like, it is designed for the winter solstice. If you want to bring some sort of little candles or anything like that, please, and turn down your lights, please do that. So stop the video, gather up what you need, and we'll get started. Okay, so the first thing I'd like to do is just a tiny bit of breath work. So if you can sit in Sukhasana, legs crossed, do that. You can also sit on something, your bolster, blocks, if you have a meditation cushion, if you roll up your, fold up your blanket, or these sort of smaller chip foam blocks are wonderful. So I'm going to use that. There you go. Again, it's really just a very short little bit of breath work. If it doesn't work for you, if you're feeling a little bit anxious about the breath work, just breathe normally and enjoy a few moments of quiet time. So all I'd really like you to do, if you can, is take one hand to your chest and one hand to your belly. Just notice your breath, your natural breath. Try your very, very best at this point to not manipulate it in any way, but just to breathe and notice. Just noticing as you inhale, your belly extends, you get the nice big Buddha belly, and as you exhale, that everything contracts back to center. And your chest as well. Maybe on the inhale, your chest rises, and on the exhale, again, everything contracts back to center. Just a couple more breaths there, just noticing. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the nose. And maybe just naturally, as we're calming ourselves down, quieting our mind, quieting our surroundings, our body, our breath, everything. Maybe you'll just naturally start to lengthen your inhales and lengthen your exhales. If this is not happening for you, maybe see if it feels okay to purposely lengthen the inhale and purposely lengthen the exhale. Just a few more breaths here, noticing the calming effect, particularly if you can lengthen the exhale a little longer than the length of the inhale. So you might inhale for a count of 3 silently in your mind. And exhale, maybe for a count of 4 or maybe 5. Do your best. If you're getting anxious in any way, please just come back to your natural breath. The whole point of the breathing exercise was really just to help us arrive on our mat and to find some calm. If that's not happening for you, I suggest please just your natural breath with no manipulation. One more breath. One more inhale. One more exhale. And then slowly start to allow some light in the eyes if your eyes were closed. Lifting your gaze. Coming back to your natural breath. As mentioned, I had a few questions for us to, something just to think about, something maybe to contemplate as you go through class today. And just really for this whole time around the solstice, maybe this dark season where the days are shorter and the nights are longer. And then just thinking as we get into more of the deep winter after the solstice and we're getting a little more light during the day and our nights get just a tiny bit shorter and shorter and shorter. Just these questions might be something that you might want to review. So if you have your pen and paper, you can write them down or you can just let them fall however they do within you as I'm reading them. Okay? So the first question, or the first intention setting, I'll call that, looking back on the journey of this year. So what brought you deep satisfaction? What brought you deep satisfaction? What brought you disappointment or frustration? So this is looking back on this journey of this whole year. Don't write any answers right now, just write the questions down. It's just something for you to think about. So also looking forward to the return of the light, so as the days start to get longer, as we talked about, what do you value? So what do you value? Again, looking forward to the return of the light, what new habits would you like to cultivate? What new habits would you like to cultivate? In order to clear space for your new intentions and goals, this is the third area here, what do you need to let go of? What do you need to let go of? Or what do you want to leave behind in the old year? What do you want to leave behind in the old year? Not bringing with you into this could be listened to any year, but this is being recorded in 2020, so not bringing forward into 2021. And to support your vision, what do you need in order to incorporate these intentions into your life? So to bring these intentions into your life, what do you need? Again, what do you need in order to incorporate these intentions into your life? And then lastly, speaking about what kind of support you need, okay? So are there people in your life currently who are working toward a similar goal? Again, are there people in your life currently who are working towards a similar goal? And are there people in your life who will work against you, consciously or otherwise, in achieving this goal? So are there people in your life who will work against you, again, consciously or otherwise, in achieving your goal? So don't worry if you didn't get all that, okay? So basically, what can we let go of, okay? So is there something that's not serving you that you would like to just release? Something you don't want to bring into the new year? Some goals that you maybe want to set for the new year? You know, those things that brought you, like when you're looking back, what brought you joy and what brought you disappointment? What do you value? And what do you value going forward? Okay, so they're just all little thoughts. And, you know, you can always leave a comment. Look at the comments periodically, and if you need the questions, I can always, if you leave me an address, I can always send them to you. Perfect. So now just put that aside, and we're going to get started here. Our first posture is reclined butterfly. I love this posture. I really do. So you can lie flat on your mat. You can just have a bolster. You can have a bolster propped up on blocks. You do what you want to. Okay? I like to prop mine up. So that's me. You may just want to lie flat on your back. That's really nice too. We're going to lie here for probably 4 or maybe 5 minutes to get yourself set up. And then allow yourself to just sink into the mat, into your support. Be heavy on any support you have. Let the earth just hold you. And if there was any question at all that I read to you that really stood out, maybe this is a time for you to contemplate that. Why did it stand out? What's coming up? What's coming up for you? And if you're feeling a little bit anxious because maybe you didn't get all those questions down and now you're wishing you had, again, please do not worry. That is the least of your worries. I can always post them on my Facebook. I can put them, send them to you, whatever you wish. You just need to reach out. The whole point right now, this is just such a great time to let go of what is not serving us. And as the winter solstice is our shortest day, our longest night, to maybe look forward to the days getting longer and what that might bring for you, how that makes you feel. Bringing back the light. I will, on purpose, consciously, allow a lot of quietness for this class, as this is a really lovely time for you to contemplate the past year, the present moment, your goals, your intentions going forward, and what you wish to leave behind, and what you wish to bring forward, what you value. to allow you some quiet time in these postures. To let that land in your body, however it does, and allow you time to breathe. Two more long inhales and long exhales. If it feels okay for you right now, maybe just bringing your knees together, extending those legs, and pushing yourself up off your support or off the mat. If you were just lying on the mat, that's great. Just sitting for a moment. Enjoy a little bit of rebound from that posture. Inhale to find a little length, and as you exhale, start to fold forward. Be kind to yourself. If you can fold right in half, lovely. Feel free to do that. If you're up high here like I am, that's great too. When we fold forward, these kind of postures are beautiful for meditating, preparing you for meditation. Because when you're folding forward, you're bringing everything inward. You can close your eyes and not notice or think about anything beyond your mat, beyond what's happening for you in this moment, within you, within yourself. On your exhales, you can find more depth. On your inhales, just finding stillness. You can choose to maybe breathe deep inhales and long exhales. Or maybe just allowing yourself to breathe your natural rhythm, your natural breath. If this is really tough for you, please note you can bend your knees. You could take a folded up blanket or bolster, anything you wish, under those knees. That might allow you to fold a little further and feel a little bit better, maybe in the back and in the hamstrings. Maybe along the glutes, it might be tight. Maybe your whole back body is tight. That's okay. Let's not worry about that right now. Take whatever shape is going to work for you and breathe. You modify as you need. Staying in the posture. If you are folding quite deeply, but you're noticing that maybe it's your head, it can't come all the way down and you want to hold it up, it's giving you some grief, you could take your hands and just lean into on your hands here. Clasp your hands maybe. Just make a little shelf for your chin. Or this way, or it doesn't matter how you put your, that might be better, that might be better. This here, this here. This is generally what people like, so just across the thighs. Maybe this is really good for you today. Maybe this just feels so loving and kind to your body. Then that's what you need to do. So we'll stay a few more breaths here, wherever you're at, whatever depth you're at. You know, it really doesn't matter how deep you come into these yin postures. I've been doing them for years, and some of them, you know, I fold right in half and I don't even notice anymore. And others, you would think I've never done yin, you know? So it's your practice, and so you do it for you, and you come to where there's comfort, a little bit of achiness. You do want to feel something, but we're not pushing past that. The yin practice itself is more functional, I would say, than aesthetic. It doesn't really matter what you look like. One more breath here. Nice deep inhale. And then open your mouth and let it go. Come on up. And come all the way onto your back. If you have any props like I do here, move them first. And then just lay on down. This is our mini savasana, I call this. We're just taking a little break. We've done a couple of postures already. And I want you to just notice. Notice what you feel. Notice what's happening inside your body. Notice what we might call the rebound. The rebound of the posture. Or as one of my teachers calls it, the echo. It's going on for a bit. Echo, yeah, you still feel it, you still hear it, you still know it's there. You hear it within yourself, I should say. One more breath here. Totally enjoying this little mini savasana. You can stay there for a little longer if you like. But if you're ready, and when you are ready, come on up. So the next posture is known as dragon, is what we call it in yin usually. Also is a lunge, okay? So grab your blocks, just have them quite close by. Maybe one on either side of your mat might be nice. Coming onto hands and knees. Taking your left leg, bringing it forward, okay? So here we are. Your right leg, your back leg, step it back. Just keep taking it back and back and back to wherever you can, to when you start to feel something on the front of that back leg there, the thigh there. All right, and then the tops of your toes down. So if your foot's sickling, or you know, like there's something happening in your leg, just look back where it's straight. Lift that knee, bring the knee down, and then the foot, maybe just slide it. Don't move it too much, just slide to the top of the leg. There we go. All right. We're going to stay here for a bit. Just please follow along here. We're going to try a couple different positions within the dragon. I want you to be warmed up and ready for each one. So don't go to your deepest expression quite yet. If, however, this is tough for you, grab your block. Even if your block is on the highest, that's okay. Maybe here, maybe here. Okay, so whatever you need to do, would like it if you could have a hand on either side of that front leg. So if you have 2 blocks, you have one on each here, at whatever height you need. Okay? And now, from here, your body stays where it is, just your upper body coming on up. So this is the flying, I guess, high-flying dragon, we call it, in the yin. So notice, if when you came up to this position, you started gripping and holding and really holding yourself there. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Get closer to this earth of ours. Let yourself just sink into this posture. If it becomes too much, maybe go back to the first place we were at, with or without your blocks, whatever you need, whatever props you need. Otherwise, breathe where you are. Sinking a little deeper. Oh, maybe feeling this in the front of that back leg. Just a couple more breaths here. Maybe one more. Okay. Both hands to the inside of that front leg, that left leg. Again, if you cannot come down onto those hands like that, grab your block or the 2 blocks together. Whatever height, whatever you need, if you're here or here, it doesn't matter, okay? As long as you're feeling something. If you can bring your hands all the way down and you want to come onto your elbows, but your elbows don't quite come all the way down, then you can use your block like that. There's lots of things you can do there. So that knee, that front knee here, keep it in close to your body, okay? So don't let it flare out. Feel it against your shoulder. Or against your shoulder for your upper arm. Okay, one more breath. And then from here, what I'd like you to do is stay in the posture, but take that front foot out to a 45-degree angle, flex those toes, and then let that leg fall open. Okay? So this is winged dragon. So it looks like it's got a wing there. Just going to, you stay in the posture. I'm going to turn towards, I want to make sure everyone's understood what I've just said. So, we were here, this leg, this foot, 45, flex those toes, and then let the leg fall open. I'll move you for a sec. There we go. Okay, so from here, hugging it in to feel it to here. All right, beautiful. One more breath there. And then from here, taking that front foot, pointing it forward again, bringing it in maybe a little bit closer. Actually, better again if I face you. And coming down, and then underneath. All right, so here we are. We're just getting a little bit under this leg here, bringing it in close. So here, here. If this is not in your practice today, then you stay where you were. Actually, each one of these is just an offering. You might stay where we started, which was right here. You might be here the whole time. That's okay. Actually, that's wonderful because you're honoring your body and you're not just doing things because I've mentioned it. All right. One more breath here. And then slowly, slowly coming up and back. This is known basically as the runner's stretch, I believe. So again, I just want to show you with props. You might be here. That's great. If you've got a nice stretch here, maybe it's here still, wherever you're feeling it, like this, then that's where you belong. If you're not feeling it, you might need to come lower. You might eventually need to come lower and lower. So you do want to feel something. I feel it in my hamstring, my front hamstring here more than anything. But wherever you're tightest is really where you're just going to feel it, okay? All right. Now to come out, just drag that foot back, front foot. Get any props out of the way. And if it's in your practice, come into a little down dog. It doesn't have to be a beautiful, aligned, aesthetically pleasing down dog. Just something to find some stretch here. You might even come more into this here, this Uttanasana, this forward fold. So whatever you need, whatever you wish. And you might just want to come into child's pose. So eventually we'll all meet in child's pose, staying here for a few breaths, not too many. Just our little transition. We've got to do the other side of our lunge yet. You can have your knees together or knees apart. You do whatever feels good in your body. Staying for a few more breaths. All right. Eventually coming up and readying yourself for the second side, our dragon lunge. So if you did use some blocks or some other prop, have them ready. Have them ready so that you can use them. The same as you did on the first side, or you might find you don't need them the same. Our bodies are different side to side, for sure. Okay, so remember, stepping the right foot forward now, and then stepping the left leg back. So the back leg back, back, back until you feel something. And then from here, you might want to look, make sure you got a little alignment, nice, and then slide those toes. All right, here we are. Staying here for a few breaths. Remember, if you need the blocks, you need the blocks. However that might look for you. Okay? Again, the main thing is not what it looks like, but that it's functional, it's working for you. So what you might do is think about it as, instead of using your body to get into a posture, use this posture to get into your body. Okay. Coming up. Again, if you noticed you're gripping and kind of holding and not sinking down, but really a lot of tension within your body and a lot of tenseness, release, release, release. Let yourself, let your body get closer to the earth, closer to your mat. And breathe. A few more breaths there. Maybe make a comparison how it is compared to the first side. It doesn't really matter, but it's just information for you. And it might have something to do with how you've aligned yourself, how far you put the leg back, any of these little things. Or it could just be your body's totally different from one side to the other. So bring your hands to the inside of that front leg. Again, staying up high or coming down low. I'm going to bring a block here and show you again. So that no one gets left out. Everybody understands here. So you're either here or here, or with the block here or as high up as you need to be. Or maybe you're here. So this leg is not winging out, it's touching. So it's touching me here. Okay? A few more breaths here. All right, on your next inhale, take that front foot 45 degrees, flex the toes, and then let that leg fall open. A few more breaths. Notice where you feel it. Legs slipping on this floor without the mat. And maybe noticing how it compares side to side as well. And then from here, bring your knee in, point that foot forward again, and then maybe just bring it up a bit. And if you can get your shoulder underneath, great. If not, don't worry about it. You might even just be here. You might be here a bit more. You might be in the previous posture still, or previous variation, I guess, of this posture. Staying here for a few more breaths. I chose this posture on purpose because it takes a little while to do it. It's quite challenging. And I also felt like we're doing all these grounding postures in this class today. Okay, releasing this, and then just coming back into that runner's lunge. And I thought, you know, we need a hip opener. We need to get into, a lot of us hold our, I'm going to come back this way, hold things in our hips. So if you're here, that's great. If you can come further down, that's wonderful too. So what you want to do is come somewhere where you can feel something, right? So again, opening up these hips, because it is a time to release what's not serving us. And I do feel like opening up the hips, releasing that energy that we're holding and holding down, those thoughts, those events, everything that we shoved into the junk drawer of the hips. Maybe seeing if we can open that up so that we can release. All right, taking your time, coming into down dog or into child's pose if you don't want to do down dog. And again, don't worry what your down dog looks like, whether it's perfect, kind of crazy, not that great, or if you maybe just want to come into your forward fold, that Uttanasana, that's great. Let it go. Big inhale and then side out. eventually all of us will meet in our child's pose. Pick the variation that's going to serve you today. So we're going to stay in it for a few minutes. You might even want to make it a bit more restorative. If you have your pillows or your bolster, you can take that, take your knees, put it in between your knees, widen your knees, and then just laying down, making it quite lovely actually, nice and restorative. Your head can turn to whichever side you want, or even just your chin, just looking forward. If this seems almost good but not quite, maybe try one at a time some blocks. Like, oh, is that better? Maybe. Or you might be that person that just needs a couple of them to really love it. Okay? So, coming to where you are comfortable. Maybe you don't want to use the bolster at all, and that's fine too. You can still keep your legs wide if you like. Come down. Oh, that feels so good. Or if you want to get a nice round in that lower back, in the lower spine, and the whole back really, you can have your knees together and then just fold over those knees. So picking the variation that's just the best ever for you today. Really enjoy it. Notice as you're in this balasana, this child's pose, if you have your knees together and your tummy is a little compressed, it might feel hard to breathe into the belly, into the front body. If you're on your bolster, you might also experience that. But it's a great, great opportunity to send your breath into the back body. So as you inhale, instead of noticing a Buddha belly, notice your back body expanding. And as you exhale, it contracts. So you inhale, you take up as much space as you can take up. And as you exhale, coming back to center. Staying here for a few more breaths, just enjoying them. Take nice deep inhales and nice long exhales. A few more breaths here. When you're ready, pushing your hands into your mat and making your way up to seated and actually making your way right onto your back. So bringing your feet in front of you. Where's my little light there? There we go. And lying all the way down. Before we carry on, let's stay here for 2 breaths, making those breaths what we would call in a classroom the shared breath. So inhaling deeply through the nose and then opening your mouth and sighing it out as loud as you feel. Again, close your mouth, inhale, and then open your mouth and let it go, release. Reach for One of your blocks. Bend your knees, feet, your soles of your feet on the floor. Press into your feet to lift up just enough to get that block under your sacrum. So here, we want to make sure that we don't have the block inching into that lower back. But we also want to have it at a place where it's really comfortable. Should be under that flat part of the the sacrum. So your butt cheeks are kind of just hanging off of this. That whole back of your pelvis is on the block. So I do feel it's important. I like to say, don't use this tiny part that you're going to put your weight on. Use the flat part. Use that, all of that to put your weight on. So if you want more height, this is where more blocks would come in. So instead of turning it, it's not as stable. I don't like that, especially when we're doing restorative or yin and we just want to relax completely. Here, you can stay with your knees bent, or you can extend those legs and see how that feels. You can stay there. And if you tried it and you don't love it, no worries. Come back, bend the legs, bend the knees, and come back, putting your feet flat on the floor. If you want more height and you have another block or another big book, slide that under, adjust again so that it's right in that comfy zone, and then choose to either stay here, or you realize, no, I wish I hadn't come so high, come back down, it's okay. Or stay here and extend your legs. So wherever you are at, notice if you can let your weight sink into the support. So again, instead of holding yourself in the position, like holding yourself up in dragon, let yourself sinking down toward the earth. Same thing here. Instead of holding yourself on the prop, let the prop hold you. So release your weight. Be as heavy as you can. And enjoy. You may wish to use that deep inhales and long exhales. Or you may wish to just use your own natural breath. At this point, if you did add a second block, you may wish to push into the feet, the knees bent, lift up just enough to release, and slowly come down so that you're on one block. So all of us should be on one block now. Even those of you that enjoy that higher depth, remove that. Come onto the one block, knees bent. Maybe extend the legs. You don't have to. This might feel good though. Just noticing how it feels to be on one block now, as the difference between when we first started, we were on one block, we went up to two, and then we came back down to one. How it feels differently now. Your legs are extended, bend those knees, soles of the feet onto the mat, onto the floor, push into your feet, lift your hips just that tiny bit, remove the block, and then slowly, one vertebrae at a time, coming all the way back down onto your mat. Extend your legs, staying for a breath or two. Noticing how all that work feels in our body. Eventually bending the knees again. Bringing your right knee in, hugging it into your chest. Extending the left leg back out. So Uppanasana with one knee bent. Or one knee bent in, I guess. Into your chest. My hoodie's getting in my way here. Staying here for just a few breaths. Last breath here. Releasing that leg down. Extend to meet the other leg there, the left leg. And then bend your left leg up, or your other leg if you already did your left. And hug that in. Hug that knee into your chest. Leave the other leg, your right leg, straight on the mat. And breathe. And close your eyes. You might want to revisit any questions that you were contemplating at the beginning of class, all of them, or one of them, or none of them. Maybe your own questions. And then one more breath here. Release that leg down. And then both legs. Bend the knees in. And then here, you can choose to put a hand on each shin here, not on the knee itself, but below the knee. Or you can clasp your hands, or you can clasp reaching for opposite elbows. And if you do this, try your best not to curl all the way in, but to try to bring the hips down onto the mat. They may not make it all the way, but it's setting that intention, okay? And release. Oh, both legs. Straighten them out. Stay for a breath. And then bend your knees. We're going to end the class. We're going to end with our yoga nidra, just a short yoga nidra. But for postures, this is the last one. I want to do a little twist here, a little recline twist. So shifting your hips over to the left, knees to the right. And then choosing to either have knees down or shoulder down. Or both if you can do it, of course. I can't do both. So when I put my shoulders down, my knees don't line up. That's okay. You can look in the opposite direction. You can look towards your ceiling. You can look towards your knees. Staying for a few breaths here. If your head is turned, bring it back to center, and then using your core, bring your knees in. Back to center we go, staying here for a breath. And then shifting your hips over to the right, knees to the left. So same drill. Either knees or both, knees and shoulders, or shoulders down, and in my case, my knees don't line up here. That's okay. Looking straight up, looking opposite direction, or looking towards your knees. Choose what's going to be best for you right now, right here and now. Your head is turned, bring it back to center. Use your core, bring those knees in, shift your hips back, extend those legs. Inhale and then let it go. So at this point, I want you to stay on your back, grabbing whatever support you want, okay? So you might choose blanket, cover yourself with a blanket. You might choose to take your pillows or your bolster, and there's a posture called heart bed. This is one version of it. You can do that. Or maybe taking the bolster and just putting it under your thighs or under your knees, depending on how it feels good for you. This feels really nice. So choose how you want to lie there. And I have in front of me my script that I wrote out here. And I am going to read it to you in hopes of you finding some very, very deep relaxation. It's probably going to be close to 10 minutes, all right? Maybe not quite that long. So be settled, be ready, be comfortable enough that you could last that long. And just allow yourself to feel what you feel. And if you end up falling asleep, please don't worry about it, you needed it. And just realize that this is a really powerful time, this time of year, this winter solstice. It's a powerful time of transformation. It's a time for us to acknowledge our dark side, okay? And maybe our wounds, healing our wounds, releasing any thought patterns that we have that repeating in our head. They're on autopilot, they keep going. So releasing all of that, and maybe thinking about aligning your life, aligning the light of your life with your heart's felt intentions. So I hope you're all comfortable by now, and I'm going to read this little guided relaxation. You can close your eyes, make sure you're warm. Direct your attention to your toes. On an inhalation, gather your energy at your toes. On an exhalation, release. Feel your toes energized, healed, and relaxed. Move your attention to your ankle joints. On an inhalation, gather your energy at your ankle joints. On an exhalation, release it. Feel your ankles energized, healed, and relaxed. Move your attention to your calves. On inhalation, gather your energy there. On an exhalation, release it. Feel your calves energized, healed, and relaxed. Move your energy to your thighs. Move your energy to your knee joints. On an inhalation, gather your energy. On an exhalation, release. Feel your knees energized, healed, and relaxed. Move your energy to your thighs. On your inhalation, gather your energy at your thighs. And on your exhalation, release. Feel your thighs energized, healed, and relaxed. Move your energy to your hip joints. On an inhalation, gather your energy at your hip joints, and on an exhalation, release. Feel your hips energized, healed, and relaxed. Move your energy to the base of your spine. On an inhalation, gather your energy at the base of your spine, and on an exhalation, release it. Feel this region of your body energized, healed, and relaxed. Move your energy to your navel. On an inhalation, gather your energy at your navel. And on an exhalation, release it. Feel this region of your body energized, healed, and relaxed. Move your energy to your heart. On an inhalation, gather that energy at your heart, and on an exhalation, release that energy. Feel your heart. Feel it energized, feel it healed, and feel it relaxed. Move your energy to your throat. On an inhalation, gather your energy at your throat. On an exhalation, release it. Feel your throat energized, healed, and relaxed. Move your attention to your tongue. On an inhalation, gather the energy at your tongue. On exhalation, release it. Feel your tongue energized, healed, and relaxed. Move your attention to your nose. On inhalation, gather your attention at your nose. On exhalation, release. Feel your nose energized, healed, and relaxed. Move your attention to your eyes. On inhalation, gather your energy here. On exhalation, release it. Feel your eyes energized, healed, and relaxed. Move your attention to the point between your eyebrows. On inhalation, gather your energy at the point between your eyebrows. On exhalation, release. Feel this region of your body energized, healed, and relaxed. Move your attention now to the middle of your forehead. The middle of your forehead. On inhalation, gather your energy there. On exhalation, release. Feel your forehead energized, released, and relaxed. Healed and relaxed. Move your attention to the top of your head. On inhalation, gather your energy at the top of your head. Exhale and release. Feel the top of your head energized, healed, relaxed. Spread your attention through your whole body. Your whole body. Inhale to fill your whole body with energy. On exhalation, release that energy and soften. Feel your whole body soften. Feel your whole body energized, healed, and relaxed. You can stay here for as long as you want. I want to mention one more time that this is really a powerful time of the year, a time of transformation, to acknowledge our dark side, to heal our wounds, and to release our thoughts that keep repeating, our thought patterns that stay in that loop, and align the light within us with our heart's intention. Thank you for joining me today. When you decide to end your practice, you may wish to review the questions. You may wish to maybe write down something that you wish to release, something that's not serving you any longer. And the nice idea is to take that you've written down and burn it, sending it off to the universe to take care of. Thank you for joining me for this winter solstice yin yoga class. And I hope that you found some value in this class. And if you wish to have these questions, I will post them up on my yoga page, Dawn's Yoga, on Facebook. Have a lovely evening, a lovely day, wherever you are, whatever time it is. And know that you don't have to do this just at a specific time on that one day of the year. You can return to this class anytime you wish. Thank you for joining.